And welcome to the long-awaited episode of Coffee Chatter that was supposed to be before New Year's, but I was lazy, so Happy New Year. As 2014 came to a close, let's look back on the fallen stars we've loved and lost in the past year. On January 3rd, we lost Phil Everly of the singing duo The Everly Brothers. He was 74 years old and died in California from complications due to lung disease. January 16th, the Professor from Gilligan's Island, a common theme from this year's Winterfest Boat Parade in Florida, Russell Johnson died at the age of 89 of kidney failure. January 27th, British singer Pete Seeger died at the age of 94 in New York City. February 1st, Australian actor and director Maximilian Schell died in Austria after a sudden and short illness. He was 83. He is buried in Austria's Prieanneg Cemetery next to his sister Maria. February 2nd, Oscar-winning actor Philip Seymour Hoffman died at the age of 46 from a drug overdose. February 10th, America's red-headed family entertainment powerhouse Shirley Temple passed away at the age of 85 of natural causes in her home in California. February 12th, TV comedian Sid Caesar died at the age of 91 after a short illness. He is buried in Mount Sinai Memorial Park in Los Angeles, California. February 13th, lead actor of the Waltons, Ralph Waite, died at the age of 85 of natural causes. He is buried in White Plains Rural Cemetery in White Plains, New York. Valentine's Day was not so romantic for second-generation puppeteer John Hanson, son of Muppets creator Jim Henson, who died at the age of 48 from a heart attack. February 17th, guitarist and keyboardist Bob Cassell of the group Devo died of heart failure at the age of 61. He is buried in Standing Rock Cemetery in Kent, Ohio. February 18th officially ended the Sound of Music era as the last surviving member of the real Von Trapp family, Maria Francesca, passed away at the age of 99 in her home in Vermont. All of the Von Trapp family are buried on the grounds of the Trapp Family Lodge in Stowe, Vermont. February 24th, Harold Ramis died at the age of 69 from complications of an autoimmune disease. He is best known for writing America's best comedies such as Groundhog Day and Ghostbusters. So who are we going to call now? March 15th, stand-up comedian David Brenner died at the age of 78 after a battle with cancer. March 17th, fashion designer Loren Scott died at the age of 49, taking her own life. She is was the partner of Rolling Stones singer Mick Jagger. March 21st, Homeland actor James Rebhorn died at the age of 65 after a 22-month battle with melanoma. March 23rd, GWAR frontman Dave Brockie died at the age of 50 from a heroin overdose. He was the final founding member of GWAR. He is buried at Hollywood Cemetery in Richmond, Virginia. March 30th, Dynasty star Kate O'Mara died in England after a short illness. She was 74. April 5th was a sad day for the crew of The Tonight Show, who lost one of its long-running comics. Now, this was the original Tonight Show, not the one with Jay Leno or Jimmy Fallon. John Pinette died at the age of 50 in a Philadelphia hotel from what appears to be liver and heart disease. April 6th, Mickey Rooney, best known for his work in the silent film industry, passed away at the age of 93 from natural causes. He is buried at Hollywood Forever Cemetery in Hollywood, California. April 7th, English TV presenter, model, and actress Peaches Geldof, age 25, passed away in Kent, England of a heroin overdose. Seems to be a popular theme this year. She is one of the youngest stars to die this past year. April 8th, The Ultimate Warrior lays down his sword for the last time. WWE Hall of Famer James Hellwig passed away at the age of 54 of heart disease. He collapsed while walking his wife to their car. April 19th, country singer Kevin Sharp passed away at the age of 43 from complications of stomach surgeries, as well as previous digestive issues. April 29th, English actor Bob Hoskins died from pneumonia at the age of 71. May 13th, director of Searching for Sugar Man, Malik Bendjelloul, committed suicide in Sweden at the age of 36. He had suffered constantly with depression. May 28th was a sad day in the poetry world, as well-known and loved activist and poet Maya Angelou died at the age of 86 after a period of declining health. June 1st, Brady Bunch housekeeper Alice passed away, while the actress who played her anyways. Ann B. Davis was 88 and died after falling in her bathroom. She is buried at the St. Helena's Columbarium and Memorial Gardens in Bourne, Texas. June 11th, stage and screen actress Ruby Dee died at the age of 91 from natural causes. June 15th, the voice of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, Casey Kasem, died at the age of 82. His last few months of life were scarred by tension between his wife and children in a battle over his medical decisions. He was buried at the Oslo Western Civil Cemetery in Oslo, Norway. June 24th, character actor Eli Wallach died at the age of 98 from natural causes, after 6 decades of character acting. June 27th, singer Bobby Womack died at the age of 70 after an array of health problems, including prostate and colon cancer, as well as the silent killer of Alzheimer's disease. He is buried at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. June 28th was the beginning of a rough year for cast members of the hit series Designing Women. On this date, they lost Anthony, or Meshack Taylor, at the age of 67 after a battle with colorectal cancer. Taylor is also buried at Forest Lawn in Glendale, joining co-star Dixie Carter, who played Julia. July 11th, the Ramones lost their drummer Tommy Ramone, who died at the age of 65 from bile duct cancer. You learn something new every day, don't you? July 17th, Broadway star Elaine Stritch died at the age of 89, peacefully in her sleep, after suffering from diabetes and stomach cancer. She is buried at the Memorial Park Cemetery and Crematorium in Skokie, Illinois. July 19th, Rockford Files star James Garner died at the age of 86 from a heart attack. Also on that day, we lost child actress Skye McCole Baruziak, best known for her work in The Patriot. She died at the age of 21 from an accidental drug overdose. August 11th was just one of the most shocking deaths this year, one that is still talked about today: the suicide of Robin Williams. He apparently suffered from depression. He was just 63 years old. August 12th, screen queen Lauren Bacall died at the age of 89 from a massive stroke. She joins many other stars and calls Forest Lawn Memorial Garden in Glendale, California, her final resting place. August 24th, English actor and director Richard Attleborough died at the age of 90 after years of declining health. August 31st, Eye of the Tiger singer Jimmy Jamison died at the age of 63 from a heart attack. He is buried in Harmonia Cemetery in Newport, Mississippi. September 2nd, actress Polly Bergen, best known for her work in Cape Fear, passed away at the age of 84 of natural causes. September 4th was another shocking death, the death of the Queen of Comedy, Joan Rivers. She was 81 and died due to complications of what was supposed to be outpatient surgery. There are still many questions surrounding her death that have yet to be answered. Melissa Rivers, her daughter, continues her jewelry collection on QVC, while Kathy Griffin has just been named as her replacement for her show Fashion Police on E! Entertainment. September 5th, X Factor finalist and band member of the group GRL, Simone Battle, died at the age of 25 after committing suicide. September 10th, Jaws character actor from James Bond fame, not the shark, Richard Kiel, died at the age of 74 of a heart attack. September 27th, Seventh Heaven guest star Sarah Goldberg died in her sleep at the age of 40, from what family says is a dormant heart condition. October 6th, stage and screen actress Marion Seldes Hall died at the age of 86 after a 7-decade career. She died of a long illness. October 9th, death revisited the Designing Women series when guest star Jan Hooks passed away at the age of 57. Although she was most mainly known for her comedy and working on Saturday Night Live, or SNL, she also played on the series as Charlene's sister Carlene, who replaces Charlene's character in the final 2 seasons, because Charlene moves away with her husband, who's in the military. Jan died of a quick battle with cancer. She is buried at Northview Cemetery in Cedartown, Georgia. October 14th, Elizabeth Pena, the actress best known for her performance in La Bamba, passed away at the age of 55 from complications related to cirrhosis of the liver. October 18th, singer and model Joanne Borgella died at the age of 32 from a rare form of endometrial cancer, which spread to her brain. She was also a contestant on season 7 of American Idol. October 20th, fashion designer Oscar de la Renta died at the age of 82. He died of cancer complications. He dressed A-list celebrities, politicians, and even royalty throughout his fashion career. October 24th, Welcome Back Kotter star Marcia Strassman died at the age of 66 after a battle with breast cancer. October 25th, member of the band Cream, Jack Bruce, died at the age of 71 from liver disease in England. November 3rd, co-host of Public Radio's Car Talk, Tom Mazzolini, passed away at the age of 77 from complications of Alzheimer's disease. November 14th, MTV star Dan Brown died at the age of 32 after a vigilant battle with cancer which was known to the public. November 19th, a visionary director of stage and screen who won all of the entertainment business awards, an Emmy, Grammy, Tony, and Oscar, Mike Nichols, died at the age of 83 from a heart attack. November 29th, Real World New Orleans star Ryan Knight, aged 29, was found dead in Wisconsin after a night of partying. December 9th, Diff'rent Strokes actress and beauty queen Marianne Mobley passed away of breast cancer at the age of 77. She is buried at Parkway Memorial Cemetery in Ridgeland, Mississippi. December 21st, the Omen actress Billie Whitelaw passed away at the age of 82 in a London nursing facility. December 22nd, British musician Joe Cocker died at the age of 70 from lung cancer. And just on Tuesday, we lost 2 more stars to end out 2014. Edwin Herman, a famous movie director and actor on all seasons of The Gilmore Girls, died at age 71 from lung cancer, and cartoon voice actress Christine Cavanaugh, who voiced Dexter from Dexter's Lab, as well as Chucky from the Rugrats, died at the age of 51. Here's to hoping that the remaining days of December do not take any more precious stars from us, and a much smaller list for 2015. Now for another sisterhood interview. Today's collection of interviews features Stacey Jackson. Stacey grew up in Manassas, Virginia, but now lives on her own in Huntington, New York. Growing up in Virginia, she belonged to St. Andrew the Apostle, but she currently goes to St. Paul the Apostle in Manhattan when she is able to. She must have something about the apostles. She serves on the youth ministry team at that parish when she's able to. Stacey grew up a military brat, being the daughter of a Marine Corps officer, which meant an unstable family life, moving a total of 7 times. Since the show ended, Stacey has enjoyed the life the show provided her. Although she decided that religious life is not for her, she knows that marriage is a vocation as well. She has started teaching dance to 2 to 5-year-olds. She lives in a lay young adult community with daily mass and weekly formation nights in which she grows in her faith. She also has a job working with the Carmelites from the show as an activity planner and director. The hardest part about the show for her was sharing all of her journey on camera, especially the weak, tearful moments. But the Holy Spirit gave her the strength to realize that her struggles will help others and show the world that becoming a nun is tough. Her most profound experiences on the show were found off camera, during the daily holy hours at the convents, in which she had visions of Jesus talking with her. Her prayer life changed during those moments. She also saw that she became more open with her feelings and told things as she saw them instead of holding them in as she usually does. Faith has always been a major part of her life, but there's always room for improvement, and she has been able to grow in her faith even through weaker moments. A friend told her about the upcoming show and encouraged her to inquire further. She loved the live tweet interaction with those watching on TV, especially seeing real live nuns staying up to watch the show and live tweet themselves. Saint Therese is Stacy's favorite saint and has been for as long as she can remember. She has many people that she feels responsible for instilling in her the possibility of a vocation, including members of her homeschool group, the various priests she's met over the years, youth groups, and friends who have also discerned, which some actually entered. She remembers telling her grandmother at the age of 10 that she wanted to be a nun. Stacy's perfect order would have to include some version of art in its charism. Stacy is very creative and needs to use those talents on a daily basis. Stacy's family has always been faithful to the church, and since the show, Stacy has grown closer with her family. Now for some of Stacy's favorites. For ice cream, Stacy likes cookies and cream or peanut butter cup, but her absolute thing is frozen yogurt. Her favorite home-cooked meal would be a brunch complete with scrambled eggs, vegetables, and mimosas. Her favorite saint, as I mentioned, is Saint Therese, with whom she credits a lot of her youth spirituality. Her favorite shows are Downton Abbey, Arrested Development, and The Office. And of course, she loves the Sisterhood and is hoping for a second season like the rest of us. Her favorite scripture is the Song of Songs 4, verse 9, which reads, "You have stolen my heart, my sister, my bride, with one glance of your eyes, with one jewel of your necklace." Her favorite movie used to always be Lord of the Rings. However, now she has added several to her list. Her favorite subject in school was art, and when she got to college, it was theology and dance. Since art is such a big piece of Stacy's life, a lot of her hobbies include art. She loves making dolls and runs her own business, dollfacebystacey.com. She also loves drawing portraits, coming up with new character voices, cooking, and unicycling. Not recycling, unicycling. If she could have lunch with anyone, it would be Laura Ingalls Wilder, because she was fascinated with the way Laura pioneered the West without the modern technology. Her favorite band is Mumford & Son, and she also enjoys listening to classical and musical theater. The only one we're waiting for now is Miss Claire, who said that she would get on the interview questions as soon as she could. Cold case section. We're in Connecticut this time, and it's a very interesting case. On September 28, 1995, a patrol officer made a startling discovery behind a Hartford Road strip mall, just 100 yards off of Route 9. Wrapped in plastic and a sleeping bag, a dead young woman shot in the head once. To this day, her identity is still unknown. Her age was estimated to be about 17 to 20 years old. Her race was white, possibly Hispanic. She weighed 116 pounds, was 5'3", had brown hair and eyes. She had a vertical piercing above her navel. She was found wearing white farmer-type jeans, white athletic socks, LA Gear shoes size 6.5, a size 34B maroon bra, a Gitana watch, a herringbone necklace, and a ring with a pink stone on her right hand. There is a $50,000 reward authorized by the state of Connecticut for the arrest and conviction of the perpetrators of this crime. In late September of 2009, police departments from 3 states have made strides in getting closer to solving this woman's identity. They have linked her with an older female that was murdered around the same time and found in the Toland State Forest in Massachusetts. The two are related and believed to be biological mother and daughter. They also theorize that the two women may have spent the better part of a year in Albany, New York area. The second unidentified murder victim was a female estimated to be in her mid-20s that was found in garbage bags near the railroad tracks on Myrtle Street, across from what used to be the Fafner Bearing Company. The victim was found by a survey crew on October 11th of 1991. She is probably white or light-skinned Hispanic. She has been described as being 5 feet 5 inches tall and around 130 to 135 pounds. She was shot on the head and was deceased for approximately 2 months. The victim was wearing a white sundress with no sleeves. The sundress has a pattern of panda bears, consisting of a panda holding a red ice cream, a panda holding a red umbrella, a panda holding a yellow heart, and 2 pandas holding each other. She had a small tooth that protruded from her mouth that gave her a distinctive smile. In late August of 2004, the remains of a human leg were found at the Shuttle Meadow Golf Course near the border with the town of Berlin. Despite an extensive search, no other remains were found. The victim remains to date unidentified, but it is believed that she may have been a white male between the ages of 40 to 60 years of age. Things got weirder behind the same Hartford strip mall where the 1995 Jane Doe was found murdered in August of 2007. Someone hiking in the woods behind where the victim was found discovered human remains. It was soon determined that the remains of 3 women had been dumped there. One victim was estimated to be between the ages of 20 and 30 years old. She was most likely of African or Caribbean ancestry and was of a slight build. She was between 5 feet to 5 foot 3 inches tall. The second victim is thought to be around 40 years of age and of European ancestry. Her teeth were not in good dental shape, however. She did have a root canal at one time. The victim may have also suffered from a painful back condition as well as having a crooked nose. The third victim did not have a skull retrieved, but is estimated to have had an athletic build and under the age of 30. Media reports indicate that police believe that the victims had been deceased between 4 to 20 years. Police have given no indication whether the discovery of these remains are linked to each other or even the prior victim in 1995. No cause of death has ever been determined for the last 4 victims. An update on all of these cases as of July 23rd of 2014. The identity of the 2 females are 17-year-old Elizabeth Hornick and her 52-year-old mother Marcia Hornick. They were from the town of Brewster, New York. 70-year-old Robert Hornick, also known as Robert Tyree, was arrested for the murders of his wife and their daughter. On September 26, 2014, the last set of remains has been identified as Mary Menard. The identity of the first set of skeletal remains has been identified as Jovaline Martinez, who was reported missing from East Hartford in 2004. Previously, on January 19th of 2011, the identity of skeletal remains found behind Hartford Road was identified as Diane Cusack. She was a resident of the city of New Britain and had last been in contact with the New Britain Police Department in 2003. $150,000 is being offered to catch and convict this serial killer. If you have any information about any of these crimes, please call the police at 860-826-3069 or 860-826-3000. All calls will be kept confidential. Reviewing a TV show this week, Homicide Hunter. This is one of ID Discovery's most popular shows. I like to call it a TV memoir. Lieutenant Joe Kenda, a homicide detective who is now nearing retirement age, goes back through all of his cases, and while the actual cases are acted out, they also include live commentary from Lieutenant Kenda. He is quite a funny guy, and you never know what he's going to say. My best one yet was the case that involved blood all over a car, but the owner of the car had no clue how it got there. So Joe Kenda goes, maybe there's a blood fairy that sprinkles the blood on your car while you're asleep. And Reflection Corner. Our reading for Tuesday, remember this is a few days late, our reading for Tuesday is from 1 John 2 verses 12 to 17. I am writing to you, children, because your sins have been forgiven for his name's sake. I am writing to you, fathers, because you know him who is from the beginning. I am writing to you, young men, because you have conquered the evil one. I write to you, children, because you know the Father. I write to you, fathers, because you know him who is from the beginning. I write to you, young men, because you are strong and the word of God remains in you, and you have conquered the evil one. Do not love the world or the things of the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, sensual lust, enticement for the eyes, and a pretentious life, is not from the Father, but is from the world. Yet the world and its enticement are passing away. But whoever does the will of God remains forever. The psalm is Psalm 96, verses 7 through 10. Give to the Lord, you families of nations. Give to the Lord glory and might. Give to the Lord the glory due his name. Bring gifts and enter his courts. Bow down to the Lord, splendid in holiness. Tremble before God, all the earth. Say among the nations, the Lord is king. The world will surely stand fast, never to be moved. God rules the peoples with fairness. And our gospel message is a very short one, Luke 2, verses 36 to 40. There was also a prophetess, Anna, the daughter of Phanuel, of the tribe of Asher. She was advanced in years, having lived 7 years with her husband after her marriage, and then as a widow until she was 84. She never left the temple, but worshipped night and day with fasting and prayer. And coming forward at that very time, she gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to all who were awaiting the redemption of Jerusalem. And this week's Fan of the Week is Laura Cromlin, who answered this week's question correctly. The answer was PBS. And I hope everybody has a great 2015.